Hey, I'm Dana and I'm in Group 5. Our next test is the Pro Agility test. The Pro Agility Shuttle is a key test used by coaches and scouts to evaluate football players at the NFL, college, and other football combines across the country. It's a great way to assess a player's quickness and ability to change directions, which are fundamental skills for this success on the football field. The short shuttle does a good job of measuring lateral quickness and mobility in short bursts of speed and acceleration. Recent evidence suggests that agility is a trainable motor skill that can be acquired through proper progressive practice. My article is supplementing regular training with short duration sprint agility training leads to a substantial increase in repeated sprint agility performance with national level badminton players. It is written by Benjamin Waltlake, Brendan O'Brien, and Carl Patton. It's from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning from August of 2009. Badminton is a highly competitive, dynamic sport requiring great demands on the cardiorespiratory and muscular systems. Heart rates have been reported to approach 100% of maximum heart rate. Motion analysis of a typical badminton match reveals that there are many changes in directions and points range in duration between 1 and 40 seconds. So that can be, it's a short amount of time, but throughout that time you're moving a lot. With the average point lasting 6.8 seconds and the rest period between points being only 5 to 10 seconds. It appears that badminton players should maximize their repeated agility sprint capabilities to enhance their own court success. So this article, the investigation used 12 elite badminton players that were just randomly assigned to 2 treatments. There were 6 males and 6 females. There was a regular training group and a group that supplemented regular training with prior repeated sprint training. A test of repeated sprint ability, 10 and 20 meter sprint times, a multi-stage fitness test, and a 300 meter shuttle test were performed before and after completion of 4 weeks of training. The regular group, their participants trained 4 times per week for 4 weeks, and each session lasted approximately 2 hours. The supplemented group, they completed a high-intensity training regimen twice a week in addition to the regular training. The sprint training was performed immediately before the regular training sessions. So the participants completed a badminton-specific test. The repeated agility sprint test requires the participants to perform 10 20-second agility sprints on a badminton court with 10 seconds of passive recovery between efforts. The agility sprints require the participant to sprint from the forehand rear of a badminton court to the forehand front corner. So they were going back and forth on the court. That was their sprint regimen, and that was their training. So the aim of this study was to determine whether the addition of the 4 weeks of supplementary badminton specific repeated sprint training before their regular training would help improve the success on the badminton court. The main finding was that the group that did receive the extra training, they improved by approximately 5%, and their rate of fatigue was lower, so they were able to last longer. So the findings indicate that a substantial training effect can occur with only 5 minutes of additional badminton-specific repeated sprint training performed twice per week for a 4-week period. Therefore, 26 minutes of 20-second repeated sprint training over 4 weeks appears to be a sufficient training stimulus to induce worthwhile improvements in badminton repeated sprint ability. So, badminton players, on top of their regular training, they should do some sprints and agility type movements to help improve their performance.
Okay, thank you.